Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at your feelings versus their feelings. So we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Crystal Fire Agate with the Queer Tarot. For pile number 2, we have Flower Agate with the Light Seers Tarot. And for pile number 3, we have Amethyst with the Mythos Tarot. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So if you haven't picked a pile yet, you can pause the video, but I will see you at your reading. You can find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Fire Agate Crystal and the Queer Tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your feelings versus their feelings. So on one side, we're going to have your feelings. On this side, we're going to have their feelings for the person on your mind. And if you notice that you relate to this side more, then just take it as it resonates for you. So yeah, please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. But if you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading, pile number 1. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. May I please tap into the energy of pile number 1 and the person on their mind? So pile 1's feelings first. The Page of Wands. Then we have the World in the reverse. We have the 7 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. At the back of the deck, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm feeling from the energy so far, since you chose the Fire Agate Crystal, there could have been a lot of passion in your connection to this person, and moments where there was higher passion. However, with the Page of Wands in the reverse, you may find yourself in moments with this person where you do lack passion. So there are sort of like ups and downs in this relationship or connection, where one moment you're full of passion towards them and other moments you're feeling low. I am getting the feeling for some of you with this person, there is no sense of consistency. It's kind of like up and down, up and down. You know, when the good moments are good, they're really good. But when the bad moments are there, they're really bad. When you're passionate, there's really high passion. But then when you're feeling low, you're really low in this connection. So the Ace of Cups reverse tells me that maybe in your feelings, you feel like you're losing feelings for this person in some way, but then at the same time with the World in reverse, some part of you doesn't want to let this person go. And there can be different reasonings for that depending on the person watching this pile. Maybe some of you are afraid of change. Maybe some of you are afraid of hurting this person's feelings. Maybe you think that things will get better if you stay. Maybe there's this fear of, you know, if I leave, will I find somebody else? Whatever it is, I do see that there is a fear of change or a fear of letting go, or a sort of resistance here to letting go, where you're not really sure if you want to stay or go. So if you do resonate with this, then this is definitely your pile. If not, then you can definitely pick another pile, but let's see what else comes up. 7 of Wands here tells me that I'm kind of getting the feeling that this person sometimes can know how to push your buttons. I feel like you and this person have an intense connection. Again, where the passion, the highs are high, but then the lows are low. And I feel like this person does know how to push your buttons. You can get quite defensive around them. You may feel like you have a little bit of a guard up right now because you're not sure where you stand with this person or whether you should stay or go. Seven of Wands for some of you could mean that you blocked this person, or you are thinking of blocking them, or just like pushing them away. Or maybe you are pushing them away, I don't know. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting for some of you. Take it as it resonates. But there is also like a defensiveness here, or a sort of fight or flight feeling that this person brings out in you. I want you to really consider how safe you feel with this person, if you consider this person a safe partner or not. Let's go ahead and look at this person's feelings. We'll look more at your feelings in a second. So we have the Five of Cups. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles. I want to make sure it's all in frame. Okay. And we have the High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, and the Ten of Pentacles is at the back of the deck with the Two of Cups popping out. So I'm going to put this here. And the Ace of Wands reverse was behind that with the Queen of Cups popping out. Okay, so I'm hearing in my mind from this person's perspective. I think this is a scene from Euphoria with that guy that kind of reminds me of Mac Miller, but I don't know his real name. I think it's him if I'm not mistaken, or I could be seeing it from a scene from somewhere. But basically I'm hearing in a man's voice like, you're confused, I'm confused. So maybe both of you are both feeling confused about where you stand with each other. The High Priestess reverse tells me that this person doesn't suspect that you may be feeling this way yet. How I said, like, you might feel like you don't know if you want to stay or go. So if you do resonate with that, then this person doesn't yet know that you feel this way, and they kind of feel like your feelings are a mystery to them, and they just don't understand what's going on in your connection. They also feel confused here. However, I'm hearing that song by Justin Bieber from this person's perspective. That's like, is it too late now to say sorry? So I do think this person, in terms of their feelings, they want a second chance with you. They know that they disappointed you in some way or hurt you in some way. And they also feel disappointed and hurt. I'm not sure why, but they do. And it's kind of like you're having mutual feelings where, how do I describe this? You're having mutual feelings where you're both feeling disappointed, where you're both feeling confused, but this person doesn't want to leave. This person doesn't want to let you go. They want a second chance. And although they may feel this way, feelings aren't always an indication that somebody is going to follow through and take action on what they feel. So although this person may want a second chance with you, that's really up to you to figure out if this person is going to be consistent with you. I don't know what happened in your connection where they would want a second chance. Maybe some of you are in separation right now after like feeling like you don't know whether to stay or go. And there's just this overall feeling of confusion. I feel like something heavy in my chest as I'm in your person's energy. So maybe they're very anxious, because that's what it reminds me of. Like, I can't breathe. Like, I'm anxious in this person's energy. So, if you haven't left yet, maybe they're anxious that you do leave or that they don't get a second chance. So, Spirit is advising you to independently make a decision on that, and not rely on any type of psychic to tell you what you should do, because no one can tell you if you should stay, if you should leave, if you're in this predicament of not knowing. Nobody can tell you what's best for you. Only you will know what's best for you. So your spirit guides are the type of spirit guides that don't want to tell you what decision to make. They don't want to make a decision for you. They want you to make your own decisions and follow your own gut feelings. I think boundaries are important in this connection, and boundaries are important to create healthy connections in general. You may have had moments with this person of codependency. One could be a runner, one could be a chaser, one could be avoidant, one could be anxiously attached. If you don't know what I'm talking about, research the attachment styles. in terms of psychology, but that's kind of what I feel for some of you. Like a sort of dynamic of like, sometimes we're codependent, sometimes we need our space, if that makes sense. Or one person needs their space, one person needs closeness. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. I think this person is aware that maybe they require their own freedom in relationships, and there needs to be a certain level of trust in order for them to have that independence. And if they have broken your trust, that's just for some of you, then maybe that's why you're not really giving them that type of freedom. There's something that happened in this connection. For some of you, it was a fight. For some of you, it was something else. I'm not sure. But I kind of get the feeling something happened that this person disappointed you or did something, and they know they did something wrong. They feel guilty. They feel remorseful. They feel bad. And they also feel compassionate towards your feelings. So they do care about how you feel. They don't want to make you feel hurt or disappointed. But there's this feeling of this person almost putting their hands in their head, and being disappointed with themselves mostly, with whatever action they did here that hurt you. And saying to themselves, like crying in their hands, saying to themselves, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to fix this. Maybe I've hurt you too much where I should just let you go and let you move on and find somebody that can give you that love you deserve. Or maybe I should try to become that person you deserve. This person's confused. They don't know what to do. But they do know that they feel regretful and they care about your feelings and they don't want you to feel hurt. They don't want to hurt you. So that's what I'm getting. Let's get some more cards for you and your feelings. So the Nine of Wands is in the reverse. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And the Ace of Swords at the back of the deck, where this is confirmation of confusion. Because I see the Ace of Swords reverse as a lack of clarity, but also a lack of honesty. For some of you, you've received a lack of honesty from this person, and this is why there's this feeling of you not giving them their freedom because they broke your trust, or there is a lack of trust in this connection, where it's like, I don't know if you will be truthful with me, I don't know if you will be dishonest. So maybe for some of you, that's a fear if that's not actually something that happened. But I do see a lack of trust, a lack of clarity. Queen of Pentacles reverse, you're not really sure in terms of your feelings. You're not really sure if this person is a good long-term partner for you. Yes, there may be a lot of passion and good moments when they're really good. But I do feel like some part of you is outgrowing this connection. And that is perfectly okay, pile number one. Because what I want to say is sometimes we outgrow connections. Sometimes we grow, we transform, we change as a person. Our wants change, and that's okay. It's important to flow with that and surrender to it instead of sort of like avoiding that change or avoiding that transformation, if that makes sense. So again, I'm not going to make a decision for you, but it's important to look at this new version of self, who you've become right now, and if this is still in alignment with what you want in love. And that's how you're going to make your decision here. The Nine of Wands reverse, so don't get offended by this, but how I usually see this card is sometimes we make problems out of things that aren't even problems. So let me give an example to this. Let's say you've had a lot of problems and challenges in your connection already, and this person wants to resolve them. So let me give an example. Let's say we're having a conversation with this person and we're like, okay, we have a problem where we don't have that much money or stability. And we have this problem where I don't trust you because maybe you lied to me. And then this person apologizes and says, I'll be completely honest. This is just an example. You don't have to resonate. I'll be honest. I'll try my best. We can go to couples therapy, whatever they say is a solution. And then you kind of respond to that, and then you're like, oh, but what if this happens? Oh, but what if this happens? What if this happens? And then you're finding problems out of things that aren't really problems, but how do I explain this? It's like one part of you wants to leave, one part of you wants to stay, and you don't really know what to do. But that part of you that wants to leave is trying to make problems out of things that aren't problems, and then there are things that are problems. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not talking in circles. But there are the challenges, and then there are little things that aren't challenges, but we're making problems out of them because that part of us wants to leave subconsciously and then tries to find things that almost like support that belief that we want to leave. I hope that makes sense. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with the 9 of Wands reverse on your side. Okay. I also feel this tightness in my stomach with you. Maybe there's some anxiety about what to do next. Like, what if I choose to stay and there are more problems that I don't realize are there right now? What if I choose to leave and this person does want to change and grow? There's this kind of predicament you're in and an anxious feeling of like, I don't know what to do. So again, confusion on your side and their side. Okay. So as I look at this cat, I'm being reminded of the Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonderland. I could be pronouncing it wrong. If I am, sorry. But I'm like, when I was looking at this cat, I started seeing a vision of that cat smile when he's in the sky. So this person may feel as though you sort of take them to another world, like another magical world. Whenever they're with you, it's like time slows down, time stops. They're in another realm. It kind of feels like whenever they're with you, the whole world around them stops and it's just you and them. And you kind of bring them like a magical, daydreamy feeling. Like fantasy, if that makes sense. They may also have a fantasy of what they want in the future with you to do with your connection. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So this person wants to be more consistent in your connection because they have become aware that there are inconsistencies in your connection. Three of Cups reversed at the back of the deck makes me think for some of you this was third party situation. King of Pentacles. Maybe for some of you, I'm getting a scenario here for some of you. If it doesn't resonate, it's okay. Just discard the message. But for some of you, I'm getting this message of like, you aren't intimate with this person anymore because they did cheat or something like that. And you don't like feel comfortable doing that with them anymore because of what they did, because of the betrayal here, where it just feels like too much for you. I almost feel as I'm tapping into this person's energy, it's almost like they put sex on a pedestal, which I don't get. I'm trying to understand their energy. It's like they view it as like, I need sex, which doesn't make sense to me because like, let's say this person did betray your trust and did sleep with somebody else. You're not obviously going to want to be intimate with them after that because of the sort of betrayal trauma it caused you and the trust issues, and you're not going to feel comfortable doing that with them, even health-wise. You know what I mean? But then they're kind of like, it's a weird energy of like, as I'm tapping into their energy, it's like they feel like they need that in a relationship. Weird, but that's what I feel. It's sort of like an entitlement of like, this is what I need in my relationships. Like, I don't like this energy because I've seen certain people act like this in relationships, and I've mostly seen it with men. But I guess it can be for any gender, but you know that type of person that's like, oh, if you don't give me sex, then, don't blame me if I do cheat. It's like that type of energy where it's like an entitlement to your body, and I don't like that at all when I'm tapping into this person's energy. I don't like that at all. Okay, moving on before I get angry. King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. This person wants to build trust again if that did happen. They do want to be that secure partner for you that you desire, but they don't exactly know how. They're afraid that, they try and they end up disappointing you more. They don't know how to be more consistent, but they want to be. And that's kind of what I'm feeling from their energy and their feelings. Let's move on to more cards now. So your next card is the Hanged Man in the reverse. And what I feel from this card in terms of your feelings is you're kind of just waiting to see what happens next, but you also don't want to wait too long for this person to change. That's my first initial intuitive thought and feeling. The Nine of Cups reverse, which is about not getting what you want out of this relationship, or your wants changing, as I said before, as you grow and outgrow this connection, or a part of you grows, you notice that your wants change and you're no longer getting what you want out of this connection. And I feel like this person, maybe you're noticing some things about them, like they're not that partner you want, like long term, if you had to be honest with yourself. Yeah, this is just a very complicated energy, complicated connection, where it's like you do care for this person and you do want to give them an opportunity to change or grow, but you also don't want to wait too long. And you're afraid of like getting your hopes up and then this person not meeting your wants or your expectations, and maybe some part of you doesn't feel fully satisfied or content in this connection emotionally, and this person doesn't feel satisfied sexually. So there is a mirroring energy, but for you it's emotionally. And it's not that you're not giving this person what they need or what they want, but I feel like the Nine of Cups reverse can also, to me, represent unrealistic expectations. And hear me out when I say this. So this person could have an unrealistic expectation in relationships where they put the focus more on the bedroom things and the sex rather than emotions and feelings and like being there for that person and loving that person and showing up for that person consistently. And they put that on a pedestal, and maybe you put the emotional things on the pedestal and you expect them to show up in that way for you emotionally. But maybe you also have an unrealistic expectation because maybe this person is emotionally avoidant. And that's what I feel from their energy. It's like we're expecting this person to change, but they're not changing. We're expecting this person to be vulnerable with us and open up to us emotionally, but they're not that type of person. So maybe we have an unrealistic expectation, and maybe we need to think about actually finding somebody that does meet our expectations. So that might sound a little bit harsh, but it's what's coming through. Page of Swords reversed. Okay, their feelings. The Star. The Seven of Swords reversed. Yeah. And the Ace of Wands reversed. Confirmation of what I said, because Ace of Wands reversed can sometimes represent like not being intimate anymore. Okay, so yeah, this is a very complex situation. And I don't want to tell you to just make a decision, but I kind of feel like this person has a controlling side to them with the Emperor in reverse at the back of the deck. There's this feeling of them trying to grow in the way they communicate. Maybe they're not the best communicator. There's also this feeling from you of like, with the Page of Swords reverse, I'm getting this intuitive feeling of like, I don't want to hear your excuses anymore. I don't want to hear this anymore. Like, I don't want to hear words anymore. I want to be shown with actions. That's what I'm getting intuitively from the Page of Swords reverse, from your energy. Like, don't tell me you're going to change. Show me. That's what I feel. The Star means that this person still feels hopeful and wants to heal your connection. However, with the Seven of Swords reverse, maybe they're not really ready to take full accountability for the things they have done. Maybe they've gotten away with doing deceitful things towards you for so long that they're just so used to getting away with it. And maybe at one point you didn't have boundaries with the Page of Swords reverse, but things are changing now where you are having boundaries. And some part of this person doesn't like that because some part of them knew that they got away with things and that you would keep staying even though they got away with things. Do you get what I mean? So some part of them doesn't want to take accountability, and some part of them doesn't want to be controlled. Um, which is really weird because having a boundary up doesn't mean I'm controlling you. If I say to you, I'm not happy with this, I will not tolerate this disrespect, it doesn't mean I'm controlling your actions. You can choose to disrespect that boundary and I can choose to cut you off. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I'm controlling you, but this person views your boundaries as like you're trying to control me, which I'm not happy with as I'm in this person's energy, because it feels like they're almost trying to run away from responsibility or trying to run away from, respecting you and what makes you happy in your boundaries. So I feel like there's some part of them that almost was like used to you not having boundaries, and it's almost like they benefited from that. With a star, again, they do want to heal the connection, but I'm not quite sure how ready they are to actually prove to you that if they are running away from accountability. And there's a part of this person that wants to control the situation and be like, no, don't leave, stay. But how willing are they to prove to you with their actions? And that's the question here. So this is where I'm going to leave your reading, pile number 1. I do hope this resonated and brought clarity to you, especially if you do resonate with these messages. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this flower agate crystal and the light Seers tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your feelings versus their feelings for the person on your mind. So on this side, we're going to take a look at your feelings, this side, their feelings. And if you resonate with one side more, then just take it as it resonates. But let's get started with your reading. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. But if you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on any of my videos. I post every single day. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. So I'm tasting candy, but like a chocolatey ice cream flavor. So like there is a lot of sweetness here, but let's see what comes up in the cards so I can decipher what that means. So spirit guides of pile number 2, spirit guides of pile number 2, may I please tap into the energy of pile number 2 and the person on their mind, the feelings. So for pile number 2's feelings first, can we please look at that? We have the 2 of Wands in the reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And we have the Judgment card in the reverse. 2 extra cards want to come out as well, with the 8 of Cups reverse and the 9 of Wands reversed. And you have the 5 of Cups at the back of the deck. Okay, so as I'm in your energy, I feel my third eye expanding a lot. This could be my intuitive pile. I feel like you're the very sweet person. That's how I was tasting the ice cream. Okay, but let's look into your feelings. As I'm in your energy, I feel a lot of excitement coming from you about the future, about what could be. And this doesn't necessarily have to pertain to your feelings, but as I'm in your energy, I just feel like you're a very exciting, like, person. Like, you're maybe always busy. You're always, like, adventurous, spontaneous. Like, you have this beautiful energy about you where it's like you always want to do the things you're passionate about, that you love. And maybe this is a sign to do those things if you are feeling low at the moment with the 5 of Cups at the back of the deck. You could be feeling very sad about what's happening in this connection. You could be grieving something in this connection. Maybe some of you feel like you have lost out on something with this connection. The Wheel of Fortune reversed tells me that with the 8 of Cups reversed, maybe it's It's kind of similar to pile 1 in a way, because pile 1 didn't know whether to stay or leave. But for your pile, there's a different energy attached to that, where you don't know if you want to stay or leave, but it's like a different vibe or energy attached to it. I hope that makes sense. I want to look at their feelings to get an overall perspective and read both. Don't know why. We have the 6 of Cups. We have 10 of Pentacles. I kind of want to read them side by side and compare them. I don't know why. Okay, we have the 4 of Pentacles and we have the Magician. And at the back of the deck, you have the Ace of Swords reversed for this person's feelings. I feel some kind of divine intervention at play here. Some of you are currently still with this person, but I see you taking back your power and leaving this connection, whereas some of you were in this energy before of I don't know whether to leave or stay, and then you did take your power back and leave, and you're excited about what is new to come in your new connections. But maybe a part of you feels like, okay, I physically left, but there's something holding me back here, back to this old timeline, back to this old person. Because 6 of Cups can represent a past person. Which makes me feel like for some of you, you are in separation with this person. And I was picking up on a past energy of like, maybe in the past you didn't know whether to stay or leave. Take it as it resonates. In terms of where you're at in this connection. But I'm gonna be honest, the Wheel of Fortune reverse makes me feel like this is not the person for you. Maybe you felt that at one point, like this is not the person for me, and you know that deep down, you feel that intuitively, and there's some kind of divine intervention at play, pulling you two apart. And if you don't resonate with these messages, then please pick another pile. Maybe go to pile 3, because pile 1 was quite similar in a way. But I feel the reason why this is coming through is because this person would have ended up hurting you. They would have ended up disappointing you more. You could have already felt disappointed in this connection over and over and over again. There's this feeling of this person not showing up for you. Maybe for some of you, I'm getting a specific message of maybe they forgot your birthday, or maybe they forgot an important anniversary. It's like they didn't show up for you in the way you were showing up for them. And it constantly disappointed you. And it doesn't just have to be birthdays, anniversaries, but there's this feeling of like, I'm waiting around for you. I always show up for you, but when it comes to you giving me back in return, you never show up for me the same way I show up for you. That's the feeling I'm getting from your energy. And I feel like you're not as sad about this as you were before, for some of you, where when you communicated this to this person, you tried to be very level-headed and not create fights or anything, but just try to communicate your feelings. So that's what I feel from your energy. But with Judgment here, it feels like the sort of feeling of the divine speaking to you next to the Wheel of Fortune and telling you that this connection's not in alignment with what your higher self wants for you, with the path you are required to, or not required to take because you always have free will, but the path you are destined to take in this lifetime. This person's almost going to push you off that path and keep hurting you, which is why this is coming through here. In terms of your feelings, 9 of Wands reverse in your pile makes me feel of, intuitively, I just feel this feeling of like, there's such big problems in this connection that we can't fix. So maybe it's best to just walk away than to continue hurting each other or continue getting hurt in this connection, because these are problems that are bigger than us, problems that we may not be able to fix, or problems that have lasted for too long that it's almost too late to fix. Or we've tried to fix them, but we see that it's not working. So, for example, maybe some of you went to couples counseling with this person and it never worked. That's an energy I feel as an example. But what I'm getting here is you've tried, and the more you tried, the more you saw this thing kind of fall apart. It's like the more you pushed for things to work, the more they fell apart. And there's a reason why this is. It's not because you don't deserve love or any of that. It's not because you're not good enough. Nothing like that. Don't internalize this. It's because there's a divine intervention at play here where, again, this is not the person for you. This is not the person you're meant to be with. They're not aligned to your path of destiny, and they will hold you back. And the universe is trying to protect you by making these problems as big as possible that you can't ignore them. That the only solution now is to leave and not look back and look at the exciting horizons of what new is to come, of somebody that is much more in alignment with you. And maybe that's why I tasted the ice cream. Maybe there's a sweeter connection on the horizon. Maybe there is some kind of excitement of something new coming into your life. Maybe that's why I felt that. And even if you don't feel that yet, maybe this is a message to get excited about the future, about what could be in the future. Maybe not with this person, but with somebody that is much more aligned to you and your path. Now let's take a look at this person's feelings. So I feel with the Six of Cups, this person views you as a soulmate. I'm not quite sure if that's exactly true, but this is how they're viewing you. Confirm this for me, Spirit. So Spirit is saying yes, but not in the way you might think. So there's different categories of soulmates, Spirit is telling me, and Spirit is using the word karmic soulmate. So this is not exactly the soulmate you're meant to spend the rest of your life with, but our karmic soulmate that is part of your soul family, that is here to teach you lessons, that's here to help you grow. But Spirit is almost showing me a shoe. And you know when you've worn your shoe for so long that it's worn out and it's kind of falling apart, like the bottom part of the shoe is like peeling off? That's what Spirit's showing me clairvoyantly. So I feel as though in your past lives, this person and your connection, you may have worn each other out in a way. This connection may once have been a soulmate connection back in the day in your past lives, but became karmic due to maybe one person hurting another or both of you hurting each other, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But the point is, it's a karmic soulmate. It's not somebody you're meant to be with for the rest of your life. So yes, technically it's true, but not in the way we usually think of soulmates. So with the Ten of Pentacles, this person still sees you as the person they want to be with long term, but there are clearly differences in the energy of your feelings versus their feelings, where they're still feeling like they're holding on to this connection and what could be and what they could create with you. Maybe they feel like you're so sweet and they just want more of a taste of you. They you know, like when you eat such great sweets and chocolate and chips and it's so addictive and you just want more and more and more. Maybe this is how this person feels towards you, like they can't get enough of you. And maybe they're still holding on to this connection if you're in separation. And if you're not in separation, maybe they're just holding on to what could be in the future, and they don't want to let you go. They don't want to lose you. That's how they feel. But there's clearly differences in the energy here where maybe you're ready to let go. Maybe you feel like intuitively this is just not working for me anymore. But this person feels different where they want to hold on to this. And just because they want to hold on doesn't mean they're always the best for you, pile number 2. Because again, I'm seeing karmic soulmates. I'm seeing like they would eventually end up hurting you. I see that this connection would eventually become worn out, where it's like there's no use for it anymore. Okay? I'm hearing a song called Everlasting Love by Nalu. I think it's her. But in the song she says something like, I thought we would be in everlasting love, but it wasn't like that, something like that. So go listen to the song if you feel called to, but that's kind of the feeling I'm getting, like maybe this person thought we would last forever, but things aren't as they once seemed. things didn't happen as we hoped. What we created here and what actually happened are two different things. What we wanted to create, and what actually happened are two different things. Sorry. But I feel like, yeah, this person wants to hold on. And with the Knight of Wands, they still very much feel passion for you. They want to take action. They want to, like, prove to you something. But with a Moon reversed and the Ace of Swords reversed, there may be secrets that this person is holding that are going to come to light. And this is maybe why Spirit said they may be hurting you. Maybe you intuitively feel like this person's kept something from you, has lied to you in a way, kept a secret from you, but you haven't exactly found proof of it yet. But you intuitively feel it for some of you. For others of you, if you don't resonate with that, if you don't intuitively feel that, you'd know if this is your message because you'd intuitively feel it. Because like I said, this is my intuitive pile. I feel this has to do with this person wanting to heal something and bring something to light. Maybe communicate what was unspoken in their feelings. So, maybe they have some hidden feelings that they haven't communicated to you yet regarding what I just spoke about. But also just more that I haven't maybe even picked up on. Maybe they're feeling this urge to like speak to you, but they don't exactly know how to bring it up. It feels like this person has a throat chakra blockage, and it's in between the throat chakra and the heart chakra as I'm in their energy. So what this means is they have trouble speaking to a person and pouring out their heart. They have trouble speaking about their emotions, and that's what I feel from their energy. But they want to, but they don't exactly know how to bring it up, how to put their feelings into words. When they're feeling deep feelings, they don't know what it means. They don't know what they're feeling. So this person's very disconnected from their own feelings. We have the Five of Cups. So again, you're feeling very disappointed about whatever happened in the past. That could have been a reoccurring issue that kept coming up for you in your connection that just never disappeared, where you tried to work on it, but it just never went away. Eight of Wands, Five of Cups, Knight of Swords at the back of the deck. Okay. I feel like this person is watching you on social media if this is a separation. I feel a feeling on my face as if I've been slapped on the face. So I don't think this is necessarily something physical, but maybe you felt like this person did something to you that felt like a slap in the face. And it feels like I did so much for you, and this is how you're going to choose to repay me. That's what the feeling feels like to me energetically. So you may feel like that. Eight of Wands. I kind of feel this feeling from the Eight of Wands of like, maybe a part of me found it hard to let go of this. Maybe a part of me is still finding it hard to let go of, depending on where you're at. But I kind of feel more brave in your energy. Like now, if you haven't left this person yet, maybe a part of you is feeling more brave to actually explore something new outside of this connection, heal, work on yourself first, and then kind of like put yourself out there again. Again, this excitement of what is to come in the future with somebody new. So we have the Four of Cups reversed on your side, and I feel like there's this feeling of I haven't been satisfied for a very long time, but I've kind of pushed it down because I love you with the Two of Cups at the back of the deck, and like I don't want to give up on this connection, but maybe now you're starting to feel like yourself letting go of this and opening up to new energies. And that doesn't just have to mean new people, but just like new energies where you're healing, where you're transforming, where maybe you're letting go of this and it doesn't hurt as much anymore as it used to. Okay, their feelings. We have Justice. So they want to be honest with you. They want to be open about what they're feeling, about what's happening here. If there was a secret they kept from you, if you do intuitively feel that, maybe they want to actually tell you the truth with the Justice card here, or they're scared that it will come to light We have Death and Rebirth in the reverse and Strength and Page of Pentacles reversed at the back of the deck. See, this person wants to be loyal if they haven't been loyal before. And loyalty doesn't have to just mean like cheating. How we spoke about before, you know, if you don't intuitively feel like that's your message, like this person kept secrets from you, this could mean like, oh, I'm not loyal in the way I don't show up for you the way you show up for me. That could be an example. It doesn't always have to be like lying and things like that, but this person does want to be more loyal and put their heart on their sleeve and like open up their heart to you. There could have been fears holding them back, like mental blockages holding them back from actually opening up to you about their feelings and getting vulnerable and being honest and open and loyal and like giving you their whole heart. Maybe they fear doing that. With Death Rebirth in the reverse, though, this person is afraid of change. This person is afraid of like opening up their heart. And they're finding it hard to learn from past mistakes. They don't exactly know how to sort of keep that in the past forever and become a different person or like change and transform in a way. So your feelings, we have the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is how I felt in your energy before, of like this energetic feeling of like maybe you want to move towards your goals, you want to focus on you want to like take action towards things that are exciting for you, because maybe you've been in this low feeling for so long that you just want to find excitement in your life again, and there's this rush of energy coming back to you. I'm even hearing this song, as I say, Rush of Energy, by Kali Uchis. I think it's called Rush, but it has like that very upbeat vibe. If you want to listen to it, you can. I'm just feeling that vibe of that song. That matters, like the sort of upbeat nature of it. I think it is. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it is. So, Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is like you looking forward to maybe new romantic endeavors or new romantic possibilities, maybe with somebody else. Maybe there's this feeling of acceptance, because I'm hearing the word acceptance, accepting that maybe we can't control the circumstances here, and maybe it hurts more to hold on to than to let go. And I feel like this feeling of freedom and liberation from you, of like, you know, we've tried to fix things, but it kind of feels like a worn out shoe that we're trying to fix. And every time we fix it, it just gets broken again. So maybe we should just buy new shoes. And that's just maybe metaphorical for like, maybe things were supposed to end a long time ago, but we kind of tried, but it kept getting broken, if that makes sense. This person, any last messages about this person? Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so clarify what this Two of Swords is. What decision do they want to make here? Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, this person with the Hangman at the back of the deck, they're kind of just waiting to see what decision you make. This isn't necessarily a decision they want to make. With the Hangman at the back of the deck, it's like they're waiting for you to make a decision. I'm feeling this anxious feeling from their energy of like, we're waiting for a pin to drop. What Spirit is showing me as an example of their energy is, you know, when you go to an interview for work and you kind of sit there in the waiting room after your interview and you kind of have this anxious feeling in your chest of like, are they going to pick me or let me go? And you're kind of just waiting for the names to be announced of like who got the interview. Or you're kind of waiting for a callback from that company. That's the feeling I get from this person of like, I'm kind of waiting to see if you choose me or not. And if you don't choose me, that's okay. I will move on. Like, I will be single. I will move on. I will be heartbroken, yes. And if this has already happened, then maybe they're waiting to see if you do come back. but they are heartbroken right now about like your separation and trying to heal from it, but they're not like, let's say you are still together, they're not looking for new love immediately with the Ace of Cups reverse. It kind of feels like, I just want to be single and enjoy my life, and find my own sense of peace and my own sense of fun and happiness outside of love. So that is a good mindset to have. But I feel you're that type of person where, let's say you get out of a connection, you're not just going to jump to a rebound connection immediately. I feel like you are taking time to heal as well. So it kind of feels like that type of energy. So yeah, this is what I have for you. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this Amethyst crystal and the Mythos Tower, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your feelings versus their feelings for the person on your mind. So on this side, we're going to take a look at your feelings. On this side, we're going to take a look at their feelings. However, if you do resonate with one side more, then take it as it resonates, and please do be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. However, if you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So, Spirit Guides of pile number 3. Spirit Guides of pile number 3. May we please tap into pile number 3's energy and the person on their mind and their feelings. So can we please tap into pile 3's feelings first? So we have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Six of Swords. At the back of the deck, you do have the Five of Cups with a Judgment card popping out. What's going on with all these piles today? It's like everybody's feeling disappointed in their connections. Like, what's going on? Because Five of Cups has come out in all 3 piles, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Six of Swords. I hear a song by Shakira. I think it's a very old song, but it's like, I'm ready for the good times. I think that's what it's called, Ready for the Good Times. And I'm hearing like ready for change with the Six of Swords. I'm clairvoyantly seeing an image of Cinderella clean up. And if you know the story of Cinderella, which I'm sure most people know, she was kind of used by her stepmother to always clean and do the house chores, and then she found her prince, and then she was able to escape that. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe some of you feel like this person's taking you for granted, like, you know, you're always doing things, maybe like chores around the house as an example, or maybe you're always doing things for them, but like maybe you feel like you're being taken for granted or used. For some of you, not all. For others of you, what I'm also getting intuitively from seeing cleaning is like, we're cleaning up energies, we're changing things around, we're maybe having hard conversations with our person. For a lot of you, this feels like a serious connection, like you've been together for some time, or you see this being a serious connection. Although there are some disappointments here, it's like we're having hard conversations in order to create change, and we're trying to communicate our feelings here so that we can create change. Because if we never tell a person how we feel, how will they know that they've hurt us? How will they make a change in their behavior and find importance in caring for our emotions, you know, if we don't tell them? So I feel like maybe you're tapping into this feeling of bravery, of like, you know, being vulnerable and speaking about your feelings, speaking about the things that have hurt you in this connection, that have disappointed you, in order to create change, in order to open up your heart to this person. Because with the Queen of Cups, I can see that you have a very big heart. You're a giver. You always love to give in your connections, and maybe you felt like it was being taken for granted in a way, and like maybe you want to see some of that being returned to you, and that's valid to feel. You intuitively feel like you want to be with this person. For a lot of you watching, like, these disappointments feel small in nature compared to the connection, compared to the stability you've built together in your connection. And it feels like a little bump in the road rather than a huge bump in the road. So maybe that's what you intuitively feel like. Okay, yes, we have our little problems here and there, but overall, I do feel happy in this connection. I do feel like, we have something stable and perhaps something even long lasting. We care about each other's feelings and we try to communicate about this. It's not always easy, it's not always perfect, but we're trying. And I think that's important. So their feelings. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Emperor. And we have the Four of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify what this is. Five of Wands. Ace of Wands. Okay. Five of Cups in the back of the deck for them too. Okay, so Queen of Swords reverse is popping out for their energy with the Page of Cups. Okay, I feel like there's this energy with them of childhood wounds being brought to the surface and being triggered in your connection. Maybe both of you feel that way, like you trigger each other's childhood wounds. This person could have a prominent father wound. That's what I feel energetically from them. Also with the Emperor, they could have grown up in a family that was very like toxic, where there was no communication. There was always fighting and anger and like toxicity and like so much fiery energy, but too much. It was too like harsh. It was too much like we're always coming at each other. There's no healthy communication. So I think this person never grew up and saw healthy communication. So they do appreciate that, when both of you feel disappointed or when there is a small bump in the road in your connection, that you are able to bring it up to each other and communicate in healthy ways where you're being vulnerable and opening up about your feelings, not to attack the other person, but to bring change into the connection and to bring stability into the connection and to be open with each other. And it may feel like we're weakening the connection, but we're actually strengthening the connection. Sometimes this person doesn't know how to react when you do communicate to them, because they've grown up in this environment of toxicity. Sometimes they fear being shouted at, they fear conflict, and sometimes they might find themselves becoming reactive or defensive when you do communicate with them, because that's what they have always known, that's what they're used to. But they are trying to control this fire in them and listen to you when you speak to them and try to like be open to the criticism, but like constructive criticism in your connection so that things can change. Because they do want to hold on to this connection. They don't want to just let this go and be past memory. Because they do know that with relationships, this feels like a mature person, a person that had to grow up too quickly, that had to almost be the one holding things together in their own family. Like they were the glue of their own family. They maybe were the mediator. They were maybe the one that was like the peace holder. And sometimes this person's reminded in your connection that they can actually communicate their feelings, that they can actually also communicate their disappointments too. So I feel like they've realized something with you, that there are, small bumps in the road with any relationship, but we have to know how to deal with that to have a stable and strong connection with each other. We have to learn how to almost not fight with each other in a healthy way, but like communicate in a healthy way with difficult conversations without it getting too heated. And I feel like that's what they're trying to learn. They're trying to let go of whatever happened in the past, whatever childhood wounds are here, and become a grown-up version of them that can communicate properly without fighting, without anger, without conflict, because sometimes it's unnecessary, but sometimes it happens in relationships. Sometimes you have fights, sometimes you have conflicts. But it's important we know how to resolve that and that it doesn't happen every day, you know what I mean? Otherwise it does become toxic. So your feelings. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the Sun. Okay. And we have the High Priestess. Back of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. You want to feel heard and seen in this connection when you do bring up issues to your person. And again, it feels like you have this strong, stable connection where you feel secure in your connection. You feel safe enough to bring up these issues. Because every connection goes through their own bumps in the road, but once those bumps become too big for the car to ride over, that's when there's a problem. Because that's what Spirit's showing me clairvoyantly. Like, the car can go over a little bump and still be okay. But once that bump becomes too big, then that's a problem. But with you, it's like small bumps in the road. I feel like with the Sun, you also maybe have some childhood wounds that are triggered in this connection, like feelings from childhood that are unresolved. And I do feel like the purpose of your connection is to heal your inner child. And I've seen this in readings before, in love readings before, like there's always one pile that has this energy. And what I see from Spirit sometimes is sometimes when the healing journey is too big for us to handle on our own, our spirit guides will send us an angel in human form that helps us heal that. And sometimes that healing journey can be messy. It's not always pretty. It can consist of ugly tears, you know what I mean? So I feel like you do trigger each other's inner child wounds, but it's important you communicate that to each other and bring it up to the surface and not push it down, because that's where you'll bring light to whatever happened to you in childhood. I know for me, I resonate with this pile with my connection. There have been times I communicated things to him, and then after communicating, I realized, oh, this is why this like triggered me so much, because this happened to me in childhood. I didn't even realize it until you triggered this within me. So it's kind of like, you know, I resonate with this. But with the High Priestess here, I feel like you just intuitively know that we do need to make changes with the way we do things, with the way we approach things. In order to have a healthy, long-lasting connection, you do feel happy in this connection, but there are moments where you do feel like sad. And I feel like this 10 of Swords isn't about betrayal, but it's about like, sometimes what Spirit is showing me is a metaphor. I think I've seen this on Instagram before, like someone talk about this. And basically what they said was sometimes in relationships, a person can give you a little paper cut where they didn't mean to hurt you, but like it gave you a little paper cut. But once those paper cuts build up into something huge where you have paper cuts all over your body, then it becomes a problem, because then you feel sore. So I see that as like a metaphor for, you know, maybe you've had many paper cuts in the relationship, but again, it feels like small bumps in the road. It feels like something we can heal together, and it feels like a lot of triggers, but then most of the time you do feel quite happy in this connection with the Sun. If you don't resonate with that, then pick another pile, but I feel like this is what I'm picking up on energetically. Okay, their feelings, please. We have the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Cups. So they're trying not to react too quickly. One side of them is like very reactive, because that's like a coping mechanism they developed from their childhood, where it almost feels like everybody was bullying each other in their family where they grew up. So this person had to become tough and strong in order to survive. And okay, we have Knight of Cups, 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups, and 8 of Wands. So sometimes they notice themselves becoming reactive, and they try to not react too quickly and try to really like breathe and calm their emotions down, calm that fire in them, remind themselves that, you know, you're not attacking them, that, you know, nobody's attacking them, you know what I mean? That these hard conversations are, you know, about pouring your hearts out to each other and being vulnerable with each other in order to bring more love into this connection, more closeness and more intimacy. So I feel like this person has to remind themselves of that in times of hard conversations where their initial feeling is to react, but then they have to stop themselves and really breathe and calm that fire down and not fight fire with fire, but put water over their fire, which is metaphoric for their anger. But again, it feels like a coping mechanism they've developed from childhood. But then they have another side of them, another extreme where they avoid conflict. So I feel like this person is trying to balance out those two energies. I know we don't see the Two of Pentacles here, but I'm seeing an energy of like trying to balance out these two extremes and find the middle, find the peace. Okay, and I just felt this like feeling of like I want to take a deep breath and just let go of all the stress, all the anxiety, everything that happened. Like I feel like this person's in a phase of letting go of like everything that happened to them and like not holding on to those feelings. This person has a lot of love for you in their heart with the Ace of Cups. They want to change the way they do things in the connection with you. They want to take more action. They find you to be so attractive with the Ace of Wands. And sometimes the fighting does turn them on a little bit, I won't lie. But I feel like you don't have big fights that are out of control. With the Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Cups, it's like I'm hearing they want to give you their heart. They know that this is for them. There's no like doubt about that. I feel like they only have eyes for you. They're not even like open to be tempted to other people. They only have eyes for you because they love you. I do feel a lot of love from this person's energy and from your energy towards them. Like a deep emotional connection here. Okay, so your feelings. We have the Five of Cups. We have spoken about that, but it keeps resurfacing. King of Swords. Yeah, communicating your feelings, communicating your disappointments. We did speak about that. Okay, Judgment. The Moon at the back of the deck. Maybe your childhood wound was I had to stuff down my feelings for some of you and not speak about them to keep myself safe, but maybe you are unlearning that. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you're breaking generational cycles in your family line of whatever has been passed down to you. This is a connection where you both have generational cycles. And I've seen this before in my love readings, with one specific pile always, where it's like your ancestors brought you two together to break generational cycles and karma. And I feel like there is a possibility of you having a child with this person in this lifetime or children with them in this lifetime if you don't already have. And you're breaking those generational cycles and bringing your children up differently than how you were brought up in a more healthier way. So I feel like you do want to actively break these cycles and not hide your feelings, be vulnerable. Speak about your feelings. Remind yourself that it's safe to speak your truth and speak up about these things, because maybe in childhood you felt like unsafe to bring up these feelings, or you felt like every time you brought up your feelings they were left unheard, nothing changed. Or maybe for some of you, you felt like every time you spoke up for yourself and your family, you were told you were being disrespectful, and it taught you to be sort of like meek, in a way where you never spoke up for yourself. And I feel like you're definitely unlearning something here. I'm seeing Medusa be around you, where she's helping you tap into that feeling of anger in a healthy way. Maybe you learn to avoid your anger or stuff down your anger, in an opposite way to this person, where they became reactive as a coping mechanism to survive. But maybe for you, you felt like you had to stuff down your anger for some reason. I'm not sure why. It could be different for all of you, but it kind of felt like you were controlled or like a pawn in some way. That's what I'm seeing. Like you kind of like a pawn in a chess game, and like you don't have your own choices or own decisions. Maybe you felt like you lacked freedom in childhood. You lacked like being able to make your own decisions and choices and your own freedom. So I kind of feel that energy from you and your childhood wounds, and Medusa is helping you tap into that. She may be a spirit guide to you. Maybe some of you work with her, but I feel for most of you, she's a spirit guide for now, where she's just helping you tap into that anger so that you can express it healthily. Because remember, anger is there to protect us. Anger is there to show us what boundaries are being crossed, what's important to us, what is not okay. So anger is a feeling that has been sort of demonized in society, because most of the time it's been shown to us in unhealthy ways, but we can tap into that anger in healthy ways to allow us to protect ourselves and set boundaries. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. So congratulations on that. I feel like both of you are really working on yourselves, trying to, like let go of your traumas that may affect this connection. And I feel like Spirit is showing me the more and more we heal, the more harmony is in this connection, the less we're triggered. Because, like I said, the purpose of this connection is to break generational cycles and to heal our childhood wounds so that we don't pass it down to our own children if we choose to have children, or onto others, so that we don't continue that cycle. So that's the purpose of this connection, to bring healing to the both of you. It's kind of like you're angels in disguise to each other. And that's what I see as a message to your ancestors. So it's not an easy thing to be in this connection, but you'll find that it's so worth it in the end. Because I'm seeing the more and more you heal, there's more harmony, there's less blocks in the road, there's less bumps in the road. It's kind of like we just understand each other more. So yeah, I'm proud of you, pile number 3. So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.